So hello all who've come, nice to see everybody here, and I'm glad to announce we are starting our great music show, which should be not only Roche's rock and roll, but also we gathered here to have a say against nationalism, which is important for the upcoming Euro elections for us, especially for those who live here in London as being emigrated from other cultures like, let's say, Lithuania. And now I pass my word to our dear guest, Mr. Hanif from Love Music Hate Racism. Thank you.
Hi guys, thanks for inviting me to speak today. I want to first talk a little bit about the threat of the BNP. The British National Party, the threat from that party, is at its highest level ever. We're not talking about just 1 or 2 council seats that the BNP could win on the 4th of June. We're talking about 4, 5, 6 members of the European Parliament. And for every member of the European Parliament that the BNP elect, they'll get £250,000 in funding from the European Union. That's money to spread racism, to spread lies, to spread hatred in our communities. And they'll also get the chance to organise formally with other fascist organisations in Europe, like the Front National in France and the Vlaamsblok in Belgium, and this is something that we have to work against completely. Some of you might not know, but 2009 actually marks the 10th anniversary of the London nail bombs, when David Copeland, who was a BNP bodyguard, planted 3 nail bombs in London, 1 in Brixton targeting black communities, 1 in East London targeting Bangladeshi communities, and 1 in Soho targeting the gay communities. 3 people were killed, including a pregnant woman, and 177 were injured, including a toddler who had a 6-inch nail driven through his skull. And you can see pictures of the X-ray on some of our leaflets over there at the back when we've got a stall. I encourage you to go over there and have a look. But of course the BNP are cleverer than that now. They don't go around saying we want another Holocaust or we want to plant bombs. They go around saying things like British jobs for British workers, raising the Union Jack. And even this jingoism, this nationalism, which draws false lines between people on grounds of race and nation, we have to stand absolutely against, because we all love music, and we all know that music doesn't have borders, it doesn't have sexuality, it doesn't have race. So we've got to kind of export that ethos to our campaigns against the BNP. But they're also quite stupid on the other hand as well. And that's shown by one of the pictures they used on their websites. I don't know if you've ever been unfortunate to go on their website, but they use a lot of jingoistic pictures of Winston Churchill and Britain during the war. And one of the pictures they used was of a plane from the Battle of Britain. But what they didn't realise was that this plane was actually from 108 Polish squadron that had fought alongside Britain in the Second World War. So they are clever on the one hand, but they are pretty stupid on the other. But of course, it's not just in Britain that the fascism and racism is being a rising problem. The recession has been global, and right-wing parties have been able to scapegoat immigrants, asylum seekers, gypsy people from all over the world. And in Eastern Europe, as I said, this has become a massive problem. In Russia, gangs of skinheads killed 400 people last year for being black or for being gay or for similar reasons. We've seen organised gangs of fascists in like paramilitary uniforms chasing Roma people out of their houses, murdering Roma people in the Czech Republic, in Slovakia, in Hungary. And I don't know if anyone saw gay rights demonstrations in Poland and some of the Eastern European countries recently, but these were viciously attacked by far-right parties, often while the police just looked on. And one of the things that Love Music is doing is putting on a carnival on the 30th of May. And what we're going to do is to take 30,000 anti-fascist, anti-racist music lovers to Stoke, where the BNP have 9 councillors. And we're going to go there and we're going to celebrate the fact that we're the majority, that they're the minority. They couldn't mobilise 30,000 people in Stoke, in Manchester, in Liverpool, in London, or anywhere else in Britain. And we're going to go there and we're going to celebrate that fact. But there's leaflets at the back in terms of acts we're having. We've got N-Dubs, we've got Kelly Rowland confirmed today. There's also going to be a dance tent with Mr. Jam and some of the DJs as well. There's going to be fairground games. It's going to be an event for all the family. So first of all, I'd say go to the back, order your tickets. It's going to be transport from every major city in Britain. Buy some of our merchandise and invest in the campaign over there. Also, you've got 5 days to register to vote if you're entitled to vote. And if you don't do that in the next 5 days, come June the 4th, you will not be able to vote. The next thing is, of course, on June the 4th, get your ass out there and vote. If you're sitting in a room with your friends or your family, make sure that they go out and make sure that their vote is an anti-racist vote. And also I'd say get involved in campaigning, start handing out leaflets, set up Unite Against Fascism groups in your local area, because unfortunately this is probably going to be a long haul flight. It's not just enough to campaign in against elections, but we've got to help create a mass movement to fight the BNP, to again show that we're the majority. And music events is a really good way of mobilising people and reaching out to people who might not come to political events. So let's unite, black, white, straight or gay, men or women, to fight for a Europe that's free from fascism, free from racism, but full of really good music, and I'm sure we're going to hear some of that now. So thanks for listening to me. I'm sure you've heard enough of my voice, and let's have some music, I think. So thank you again.